You think you've seen luxury. You haven't. Today, we're stepping inside a $500 million megamansion so audacious it needed non-disclosure agreements, private security, and a logistics plan closer to a five-star resort than a home. This isn't a house, it's a private ecosystem suspended above Los Angeles, engineered to hypnotize you with glass, water, and horizon. And yet, buried under the shine is the truth almost no one shows: what $500 million really buys, what it takes to run, and why even billionaires hesitate. Welcome to the tour you weren't meant to see. First, scale. The footprint sprawls like a private campus, over 100,000 square feet of interior space and terraces stitched together by floating bridges, staircases carved from single blocks of stone, and glass walls that vanish at a button. The arrival sequence is theater. Your car glides into a motor court that swallows 30 to 50 vehicles without breaking a sweat, flanked by reflecting pools that double as a security moat. The front door is a statement slab taller than a city bus, pivoting open to a horizon that floods the foyer with California sky. Stand in the great room and you're not in a room, you're on a viewpoint. The ceiling soars 2 stories. A single pane of glass spans more than 20 feet, erasing the boundary between air and architecture. To your left, a lounge floats over water. To your right, a gallery wall hides a secret door to the service spine, where a back-of-house crew can move invisibly. That's the hidden design principle here: the spectacle up front, an orchestra in the shadows. Guests see effortlessness. Staff see the choreography it takes to make effort invisibly perfect. Now the temptations begin. Pools, plural, a cliff-edge lap lane that schemes the canyon, a canyon-side reflecting pool that reads like a moat, and a rooftop spa that stares down the city. Step inside the private cinema, 40 seats, acoustic paneling tuned like a recording studio, and a screen big enough to swallow a living room. Past the theater, a night lounge waits behind tinted glass, with a DJ booth, fiber optic ceiling, and a light-tight door so sunrise doesn't end the party. Across the hall, a candy room, a tasting bar, a wellness spa, and a full salon. The owner's wing is less a suite and more a private hotel. The bedroom faces an ocean of glass and sky, the bed positioned so that sunrise arrives exactly across the footboard. A fireplace slices through marble into a sitting room. A double shower sits behind ribbed glass with steam lines hidden under stone. 2 wardrobes stretch like boutiques, climate-controlled and lit to museum standards, each with a concealed packing island. One features a gallery for watches and rare pieces, the other hides a mirror that converts to a screen for lookbooks, meetings, or surveillance feeds. Guests don't get rooms, they get micro-suites with private terraces, stone bathrooms, and vanities that light like a studio. Every corridor is acoustically decoupled so a late-night laugh never echoes. There are chef's kitchens, plural, a show kitchen with book-matched stone and invisible induction, and a professional back kitchen with walk-ins, blast chillers, and a dish line that runs like a restaurant. A temperature-controlled wine chamber anchors the dining level. A separate service apartment wing allows overnight staff to remain on property. The server room hums behind a locked panel, feeding audio, lighting, shading, and security. Health is a wing of its own. The gym spans indoor-outdoor space with operable walls, so a morning lift shares air with pines and breeze. There's a Pilates studio, a yoga deck cantilevered over the hillside, and a cold plunge and sauna suite tucked beside the spa. Outside, the lawn is laser flat, large enough for a temporary court or an event tent without losing the view. Above it all, the sky deck stretches like the bow of a ship, a place to watch July fireworks across the basin and storms roll in from the Pacific while the pool water turns silver. Security here is silent and everywhere. Perimeter cameras read plates long before the gate, bollards rise with a whisper, and sensors in the landscaping watch for movement that doesn't belong. A safe room hides behind millwork in the owner's office, pressure-sealed, with an independent air line and redundant comms. The house rides on an engineering spine built for earthquakes and fire seasons, fire-rated glazing, ember-resistant vents, backup power in a shielded room, and water storage hidden under the motor court. Environmental systems recover heat and harvest grey water, because excess, paradoxically, still needs efficiency to be sustainable at scale. Let's talk numbers, because that's where fantasy turns real. The headline price lands at $500 million, but acquisition is the cheap part. In Los Angeles, annual property tax on an asset like this can approach $5 to $6 million alone. Full-time staffing, estate manager, private chef, housekeepers, grounds, techs, drivers, security, can add $2 to $3 million per year, more during event seasons. Utilities and insurance bite harder than most penthouses pay in mortgages. Landscaping, water features, marble maintenance, elevator servicing, art handlers, and IT updates round out the burn. Conservatively, operating costs can crest 8 figures annually. Why haven't you seen more of it? Because dreams at this scale attract gravity. The original vision sprinted ahead of budgets, contractors, lenders, and sometimes, reality. Deadlines slid. Neighbors called meetings. Paperwork multiplied. Interest accrued. That's the unglamorous counterweight to spectacle, and it's why cameras were often kept out and access wrapped in NDAs. When the music stopped, the numbers were ruthless. A property built to shatter records became a chessboard for banks, bidders, and attorneys, ultimately changing hands at a fraction of the ambition. The lesson isn't cynical, it's clarifying. Even palaces answer to math and time. Still want the keys? Tell me, sky deck, cinema, or spa, pick one to keep forever. Would you trade 3 perfect homes for one impossible palace, or is the ultimate luxury time, not square footage? But a $500 million home isn't just marble and views, it's behavior, engineered. Circadian lighting warms at dawn and cools at dusk, shades rise in silence, and microzoned air reads bodies and weather to keep rooms within half a degree. Discrete diffusers carry cedar and citrus through hidden ducts. The glass is triple laminated and UV treated, tracks milled to hairline tolerances so a wall the size of a billboard can slide away with one fingertip. A service road slips below grade so trucks unload under the lawn. Freight elevators run behind mirror panels. A catering galley mirrors the show kitchen plate for plate so a 200-person dinner moves like a ballet. Valet loops are one-way circuits so headlights never collide. Drainage, power, fiber, and water trace redundant spines, color-coded and mapped, so a midnight failure never becomes a morning headline. Hosting here rewrites scale. The entertainment level converts from gallery quiet to nightclub in minutes, acoustic curtains drop, bass traps deploy, and lighting scenes flip from sunset to starlight. The bowling alley, theater, and tasting rooms sit on isolated slabs so the party never bleeds into bedrooms. A wine wall organizes bottles by terroir and elevation, and the elevator can lock to a cellar mode for private tours. Galleries run museum-grade humidity and particulate filters, because original canvases don't care how good the view is. Step outside and the ground's red like a movie set that learned restraint. Paths are poured with aggregates that turn silver at dusk. The lawn drains vertically so heels don't sink. The pool's edge is clipped to a knife, no tile line breaking the mirror. Outdoor speakers are pressure balanced into planters so music lives in the scene instead of shouting at it. And yet, for all the spectacle, the market at this altitude is brutally small. A handful of global families can wire $500 million without blinking, but many already own what they want, and tastes are specific. That's why you see records at auction and rumors in the press. Pricing is not just math, it's theater, and theater is leverage. Here's the part you came for, and maybe didn't expect. Every line of this house, every seam of marble, every hidden hinge, every wireless packet, was made by someone who woke up and went to work. Craftspeople, coders, estimators, ironworkers, foremen. The billionaire who signs the deed is also a builder, just at company scale. Nothing about this view is magic. It's compounding, skill stacked on skill, decision on decision, day after day. So keep the feeling this place gives you, but don't let it freeze you. Make it fuel. Pick a craft worth loving. Give it the hour most people scroll away. Ship one thing a week. Learn to read the numbers others guess at. Build a tiny system that saves you time. When you win, reinvest. When you fail, debrief. Do it for years. You won't wake in a palace tomorrow, but you'll own your mornings, your margins, and, eventually, your view. Start now, today.